We are live. I need to unmute the game. There. Gambling. Yes, speaking of gambling, I did get Aleph.
One lives, while the other dies. One preaches peace and tolerance, while the other commits unforgivable crimes. So, which one are you seeking?
I do want to get her, but I highly doubt that I will be able to. Yeah, I'm at a pity of 3. Cat ears to Aleph. You know what? Let me just do a 110 pulse start. I doubt I'm gonna get anything, but yeah, 5-star. That is this 24 days. Just clear out notifications real fast. Right.
It's raining. Quiet, soft rain.
And
Space. Is it really beyond our reach? We can still save this project. All we need to do is send the monitor into space to collect data as the storm arrives.
Into space? So you mean you want me to become an astronaut?
Are you ever going to tell her the real consequences of the storm?
If this works out, then I guarantee you'll arrive home safe and sound.
You really expect me to sign this application knowing it means you're all going to die?
Miss Elizabeth, I know this storm isn't just some regular natural disaster. It's not just an old building or some candy in a store that will be taken away. It's the place I grew up and all the people I love.
If we determine the storm will inevitably swallow up the stars,
then
then wouldn't it all be pointless?
But if something were to happen, you would be the one to survive. I need you to keep our records.
We believe Voyager 1 will continue to explore the galaxy on and
you
on,
have missed
traveling into the depths
nothing,
of the
as
universe,
this is
carrying
just the
with it
start
humanity's
of
spirit of exploration
new
that is
story
likely to persist
2.7.
longer than life on Earth.
In our short lives, we come up with a lot of questions about the world.
And we have to find the answers for ourselves.
We get to choose what meaning we give to our lives.
NASA space footage. Space.
How beautiful the stars are.
Now, can start. The first. You have missed nothing. At least for this story. How to find shelter. The universe is far from innocent.
Take a deep breath and relax. This is my debut. I can't fail. Not now. I have to do this for Mr. and Mrs. Kozlov and everyone in the circus. I must make them proud. Mrs. Kozlov told me that I must guide the air through my body until it finds its balance. Left. Right? Good. Now, wave to the audience and say hello. Oh no. I can do this. I'm almost there.
Steady yourself. Find your footing on a strand thin wire. Is it even there?
Я могу справиться с этим. Сначала мне нужно...
There's no absolute direction up there. Up or down depends on the reference you choose.
I think she has the right to know what the storm really is. We will still need to cross the year 1999.
Alia, come home.
Kipperina. Vitals are stable. Biometrics returning to normal.
The Laplace researcher still hasn't shaken off the wariness of her journey. The medic examines her closely, weighing her emotions as she explains the current situation.
I'd heard you'd already left. Never thought you'd be back so quickly. It's obvious you care about them. So I'm sure you know what to do when they wake up, Miss Pointer.
Pointer gives a nod, her eyes fixed, scanning the blinking screens beside her bed.
She hasn't suffered any serious trauma. All that Miss Kipperina here needs is rest. But considering her condition, I recommend she stays here a few days longer for observation.
Pointer doesn't respond. After a long silence, she speaks.
Thank you. What's the status of the others?
Miss Hisabeth is fine. She was awake earlier. For a few minutes anyway. She signed a donor card. Managed to get all her other siblings to sign it too. Not sure what we'd even do with them. That gentleman and that little salamander guy did the same thing when they woke up. Anyway, it's no cause for concern. I've seen my share of lunatics just like them. The real problem is determining treatment. There are so many details to pay attention to when dealing with these special patients. The dosage, their drug resistance. And I'm not a vet, you know? I had to seek out some professional consultation. No offense, but I'm glad you weren't part of this attempt. Otherwise, I might have had to face all of this by myself.
Pointer faces away from the bed and looks the medical staff member straight in the eye.
I may not have approved of their taking on this project, but I'm still on the team. If only the Foundation could devise regulations sufficient to control our staff's recklessness with their own lives.
Maybe they should consider controlling access to Pacrasma candy.
Ugh, forget that. Even I can't help exceeding the recommended dosage sometimes.
I'll be reporting to the headquarters of the rehab center next month. I'll let you know their average dosage by then. Anyway, I need to write up a visitor schedule. We have to make sure our patients get enough rest.
The second visitor proves just how necessary a proper schedule can be. so lost right now.
How's she doing? I just left the other ward and thought I might drop by.
The new voice is polite and warm, but still startles them.
Hello, Miss Winsong.
Her vitals have stabilized. We're monitoring her recovery, but the initial results are positive. We can't say precisely when she'll wake up, but it shouldn't take more than a week.
Good to hear. I'll be by to visit them from time to time, following the schedule, of course. Let me know if it's too much trouble.
You're welcome to drop by here anytime. The isolation room is soundproof, but do keep it down when you visit the other wards.
Of course. I'm just worried about them, you know. Besides, Vila and August have drowned me in letters asking about the project. More importantly, there's a bond between a teacher and her student.
I understand. I'll check in on the others. If you need any help, press that button to call me. By the way, Miss Pointer, Godspeed to you and your team. A bunch of lunatics working together to reach space. Pretty damn cool, I'd say.
It's an unexpected and unorthodox compliment. The surprise is written all over Pointier's face.
Ditto.
Are you being serious? Do you think it's possible we could succeed?
Listen to yourself. We. Weren't you quitting the team?
After a short silence, decide not to answer either question. Winsong takes the first step. Pointier follows her into the hallway, pulling the door shut behind them.
Your comment on Hisabeth's project. You said it was unrealistic. I don't think you really meant that. But even if you do, why not stay and give them a hand? Their latest ideas for the teleportation disc sound solid to me. This one failure shouldn't be enough to walk away. You've worked with Hisabeth long enough. I'm sure you'd already know if she's pursuing a fool's errand.
Pointer chooses silence again, but this time, Winsong presses her concern.
So, what do you really think?
My thoughts are unimportant. All attempts to talk them out of it have failed. And what's worse, the more forcefully I attempt to dissuade them, the more determined they become.
All right, so lay it on me. Why are they doomed to fail?
I see no reason to expend any energy explaining it.
Winsong gestures at the word behind her.
Whatever. I'll just have to make my own judgments on the matter.
Hisabeth is an excellent researcher. Sharp and decisive. On those merits alone, she's earned my trust. My analysis points to a dangerous level of uncertainty in this project. The price of failure, even optimistically, could be much worse than a few days in recovery. There could be more permanent injuries. They could even...
Her shoulders shrink in, but her voice remains calm.
My nature compels me to do whatever I can to reduce the danger to our staff. And I want to keep my friends alive. What does it matter if we make it into space and discover whether the storm affects the whole universe? Say that we determine this phenomenon only affects Earth. Then what? We can't leave. We don't have the technology to fly off somewhere else. And if instead we determine the storm is indeed universal, and that it will inevitably swallow up the stars, well, then wouldn't it all be pointless? Either way, my calculations are clear. The answer is not worth our lives.
That's how you feel. I get it. So why not tell them?
I've been attempting to find the right time to say it.
The ley line scholar shrugs. She has the answer she came for. This Carson's around even a bit. Fair enough.
Maybe so. Speaking of things to say, I've got some news, and I thought it was better you hear it from me. Laplace has decided to evacuate the spaceport. All staff on site are to be relocated before the end of the month.
Evacuated? Where to? There is critical equipment here that can't be moved in that time frame. Besides, this spaceport was part of our active partnership with the local government.
She lifts her head, and Winsong doesn't shy away from her gaze.
Ah, we're moving to our real branch in Pleasant,
Skill
aren't we?
issue?
The one on the edge of the Arctic Circle that's proven immune to the storm. This is our storm emergency plan.
You've got it. All Laplace employees are to spend a week in the care center after reporting to Plesetsk. The local staff will be put on paid vacation, as is usual.
Have fun in the rain. They both know exactly when this paid vacation will come to an end.
Hisabeth was also waiting for the right time. And I guess this is it. Sign this for her, will you? Don't worry, it's not a donor card.
A sheet of paper is held
You're
out to
asking me
her.
to sign this so that my teammates can stay here and die in the storm.
I'm not asking. I'm only delivering it to you. But they know what they're doing here. That's why I want to help.
I need some time. My analysis won't be objective right now.
Sure. Just don't keep your teammates waiting. Our time is short.
She places the paper neatly into her pocket and returns to the glass to watch her. A few moments ago, none of them could imagine it was come to this. The Voyagers. 3 fallen stars.
Not long ago, Voyager 2 successfully reached Uranus, marking the first ever exploration of this planet in human history. It conducted an examination of Uranus's ring system as planned. After a temporary orbital adjustment caused by its earlier visit to Titan, Voyager 1 continues its journey towards the edge of the solar system. Their future
Stacky but steady voice of the news cuts out.
We already know where they're going and what they're gonna do. Why are you wasting time on old news?
Wood.
As I recall, we've even got a photo from Voyager 1 taken in 1990. It's stored somewhere in the Laplace archives.
That's correct. They even have the development reports from Seaton, and the work done on meteor burst communication tech. But none of the archives mention the whereabouts of the golden records, do they? So there's a chance we'll hear some new clue this time around, like, according to the sudden decrease in Voyager 1's mass, it's been speculated that the golden records were intercepted by an unknown entity.
Intercepted? You make it sound like it was stolen by aliens or space pirates.
A space pirate? I doubt they would have any interest in some
Started
ordinary
miss,
records.
and not much.
Then
Just
why don't you
started
get to the
on
point?
chapter 2.
What's so urgent that you had to switch off the radio?
Oh, I'm making a video. I didn't want the sound drowning out the recording. Should be quiet enough now. Hisabeth, Laplace researcher. So why was I mad enough to join this project? Call it a matter of personal interest. Let me introduce myself in a little more detail, in case you're shocked when you get your first look at me.
Are we there yet? Rats. This is no way to travel. Let me just slither, please.
Strange thing to gamble on. A fun fact, I have been in a car accident before. It was at like a solid 1 mile an hour, but it was still technically a car accident.
We don't have a choice. We're stuck with this most unfortunate mode of transportation.
Introducing 2 of the 9 siblings of the Dubois family, always loudly at odds and proud of it.
Happened. I was in a school bus and someone accidentally rolled into the school bus while parked. Very anticlimactic.
Thanks to the cold weather, the other's still brumating, so they haven't yet tested my patience.
Footsteps grow nearer, prompting them to look around for their source.
Welcome. Let me walk you to your office. Your ID card, please. Oh, my apologies.
My patience just run out.
The snake twists its body away. Agility, not fast
Thank
enough.
you for showing me the way.
A big yellow stationary object. I'm assuming they just forgot to hold the brakes or something.
Why don't we speed up a bit? This place feels as cold as a goddamn morgue. I can barely talk without shivering. When we get to the office, I'll warn them not to scare our colleagues for the 4th time.
Of course. We'll ensure the heat is kept on 24/7 inside your office. Laplace never neglects the little details.
In truth, as a reptile enthusiast, she's trying to write rudeness as cute snakes.
Here we are. Go ahead and knock on the door. Miss Pointer should be expecting you. By the way, since you mentioned the cold weather, do you need a thermostat for your lovely pets? We try our best to meet all of our researchers' needs.
Oh, we're all good. My coat works as a kind of thermoregulated insulator. It should be fine.
Understood. And please note that the spaceboat here is just a part of our local research collaboration. Laplace's official branch in Plissiesk is actually further north, right on the edge of the Arctic Circle. It has a strict security policy, so you'll need to file an application before visiting. There's no guarantee it will be approved either. Welcome to the Plissiesk Cosmodrome.
Just a few steps out, receptionist turns back, drawn by a faint sound. The little golden-scaled snake flickers its tongue at her. Was that a
Goodbye,
wink?
little Hisi.
The researcher disappears down the hall, and cheerful voices ring out
You know
again.
what, too? I think the staff here are more accommodating than most types we meet.
Or are you just being more of a jerk than usual? Now stay out of trouble and don't call me by my number again. Just so you know, I'm perfectly willing to tie you up by the tails if I start hearing about any missing lab rats.
The door swings open, preventing the escalation of their family feud.
Huh?
I knew I heard someone talking behind the door. Glad my ears don't need tuning. Please, come in. Are you the new researcher on this project?
You've got it. So, I take it you're one of my new colleagues?
There's 3 different bets. Cut the brakes. No, don't do that. Don't do that. The new colleague's attitude seems cold to the touch. But when she steps inside and takes in the whole setup, she realizes that details like that won't matter too much.
Devices, 2 chairs, and 2 standard issued desks. Is it just the 2 of us?
I expected you to be more rigorous as a fellow Laplace researcher.
You don't gamble.
According to official records, we have a 3rd researcher on the team. An attaché from the local government. In theory, anyway. No one has ever seen or heard of them. It's just a name on the notice board. However, if you insist on ignoring our esteemed co-worker, who I mention out of deep respect for our local partners, then correct. It's just the two of us.
Due for a big win, true.
So, what do you think of our setup? It's not so bad. At least we're in full control of our budget. Although I recommend setting those budget expectations low.
Cool. Everything's more or less as I expected. An undervalued project in extraordinary times.
I do absolutely love character designs that have like visible scales like this on skin. Really cool.
What kind of bizarre mind hatched up the idea of teleporting supplies directly into space?
Do you believe our goals are unrealistic?
Almost crashed into the gas station. That
Not
is
at all.
probably the worst
Only
place you could
eclectic,
crash.
let's say. And I've always been a fan of eclectic theories. They're often a stepping stone to true discovery. I'm certain that the combination of arcanum and science will one day make up the core of our civilization. We're not there yet, but...
It's only a matter of time. Perhaps this project will be the next leap forward. So far, the teleport disc we've developed is functional but unstable.
For Snake Lady.
It's a one-way ticket capable of travel only within a short distance. But if we can improve its range and stability, I calculate its value to society to be potentially earth-shaking.
Looks like we'll make for quite a team.
She picks up the stack of files from the desk, clearing a small spot to lean against.
But before that, we'll have to make sure our project isn't shut down before it can begin. Which means we need to cook up something worthwhile to put in our report.
To that end, I know you're an expert in aerospace materials. Are there any specific specimens you need? I'll do what I can to source them for you. Oh, but be quick. Our resource applications must be submitted today. The evaluation process and all other little details mean it will take some time to arrive.
Let me see. No, I don't have any particular needs for now. How do you feel about fish?
And Pointier's keen analytical mind struggles to keep up with the rapid topic change. He pauses a full 3 seconds before answering.
They're fine. As are those pets you've got dangling in your hair.
Cool. Looks like I've come to exactly the right place. No nosy layabouts around to moan about my hobbies. Speaking of those pets, they're not really pets. I remember mentioning them in my profile. You didn't read it, Whatever, so long as they can hold their own. Then you threw the file into the trash, am I right?
Incredible.
It wasn't quite so dramatic, but yes. I briefly scanned it for your field of expertise and experience. Nothing else mattered to me.
Still, you should get to know your new colleagues. I'm a Melusine. We have snakes for hair. So they're not pets, they're my siblings. Technically, you've got yourself a grand total of 9 new co-workers. Surprise!
That is certainly new information. It's unfortunate that Laplace doesn't pay out their sharpodontes by head.
Maybe I can convince them to go in for every 2 heads?
I wouldn't predict your chances to be high, but a larger food allowance seems appropriate, given your additional mouths to feed.
Mind requesting me a corner office? I need a lot of space for my fish tank. Pets and plants help me cool off.
Whatever you want. Let's just finish the report as soon as possible. Then, we can apply for additional office space. 1 room for each of us. Deal?
Deal.
Agreement reached. Pointier lifts her right hand. A snake stretches out forward to gently tap her palm with its head.
Nice working with you.
Intimidating snake. the meaning of me. It carries the weight of each individual. It raises the towering walls of every endeavor.
Everything from there on went smoothly and according to schedule. It was a genuine pleasure working with Pointer. Well, those first days at least.
Elizabeth, did you go to that ley lines lecture yesterday? I couldn't make it. I've been reviewing this data for the last 10 hours. The model is a mess. Something's off. I can't isolate the issue. It could be the system compiler, or the incantation. Or maybe we missed some characters when we transcoded it.
Oh, the lecture? Yeah, Winsong mentioned it when we met her at the canteen a few days ago. Hold on.
The chair swivels halfway. Elizabeth stands, stretching before her bread aside. Snake holding a data card slithers at Pointer's feet.
This is Elen. She woke up just a while ago. Elen, meet Pointer.
What if my cousin was born? I can also think of a fun event that happened in '87.
We couldn't all attend the lecture, but I asked someone to take Elen there to observe. Here are the notes.
I still haven't stopped being amazed by your siblings' telepathic connection. I wonder if there is an arcane skill that might approximate the same effect. Imagine how much faster we'd be able to share information with it.
It's got its advantages. If you're willing to accept 8 different voices oscillating between a party and a brawl every day in your mind.
Elizabeth shrugs and scoops up the little snake. It shoots up her sleeve, vanishing into her blue hair and rejoins her sibling.
Hope you don't mind. She's been a bit shy ever since we were little.
That won't be a problem. I'll get it back to you in a few days. I just want to check if the study of ley lines can help with our aeroshell's force analysis.
Is that all? You could have left a message. No need to go out of your way.
Well, and I needed someone to unload a bit on. It's been months since I submitted our resupply application, and there doesn't appear to be any progress.
You think William Afton would have been an arcanist if he was in reverse 19?
This slow starvation for all of us is a waste of effort. They should just cut the cord and scrap all these projects they feel show no value in the short term.
Look at the silver lining. We're sure to get our new offices.
Office space, the one thing we have in abundance here.
She waves her arms in irritation before slipping back into her usual tone.
Anyway, how are things on your side? I'm free for the moment.
I'm progressing just fine. Take a look.
She steps closer to the desk. Elizabeth shifts some space.
Feel free to let me know if you require any help. You know, for all the time we've worked together, there are still many questions left unanswered between us. I'm curious. Why did you choose this project?
With all the shenanigans that go on, it wouldn't be unreasonable to headcanon that FNAF is just an actual thing in universe. The tenor of their conversation has changed. This isn't a test, a genuine time has built enough trust between them.
There are many other teams pursuing the combination of arcanum and science. I think one of them is presently working on cleaning incantations and plant-related rituals. Why choose Plesetsk? Is it that you feel your expertise in material science will be of most benefit here? Or do you have a particular interest in the aerospace industry? Don't mistake my intentions. I'm happy you chose to join our little team. You've performed exceptionally well so far.
If I had to put a finger on it, I'd say it was curiosity. I really want to know where those golden records will end up.
He rolls up the blueprints before settling.
Remember what I told you about my
posture.
parents? They were studying information technology at Laplace before the first storm struck.
That's Betty's tombstone. Isabeth's mind has always jumped around. Now Pointer can keep up. He knows to wait for the point to come back.
I can't wrap my head around that stuff. My whole life has been a constant stream of information. You wouldn't believe how distracting it is to have 8 voices in your brain, bothering you night and day. Still, all 9 of us enjoyed reading. Whenever we found a particularly compelling article, we'd divide it up and each focus on a different part. We'd always have a huge brainstorm after we finished. It was a lot of fun, actually. I miss those times. I still remember the day that meteor fell to Earth.
Nos derniers rapports indiquent que Voyager 1 a officiellement parcouru la plus grande distance dans notre système solaire, plus que toute autre sonde fabriquée par l'homme. Dépassant Pionnier 10 d'une distance d'environ 69 419 unités astronomiques.
I don't remember where I was or what I was doing, but I remember the broadcast was talking about Voyager 1. And that all 9 of us were staring at the twinkling dot on the screen.
Si la Lune se trouve à près de 400 000 km de nous, à quel point ce petit caillou était-il plus éloigné de la Terre lorsqu'il a commencé son voyage? Incroyable!
We never knew the stars above our heads could actually fall into our world. What was happening up there? For all our brainstorms, we never reached a solid conclusion. Where will Voyager 1 go? Who, if anyone, will find its golden records? When will the stars stop shining? Are there researchers out there just like us, living on another planet, looking for the same answers? One little meteor brought us so many questions, and we could never leave a stone unturned.
I see. That's why you joined this project, despite its lack of immediate contributions to society.
Nonsense! Our work is critical to the future of aerospace engineering. We've got plenty of contributions to offer.
This time, he's the one holding up a hand. For a high five.
Was that an attempt to cheer me up? There's no need. I'm not easily discouraged.
Palm to palm, their hands meet for just a moment.
You've warmed up a bit.
Yeah, thanks to the 24/7 heating, and because I keep all of us well fed. Speaking of, I'm headed to town to find a restaurant. Care to join me? There's some decent food in Plesetsk now, thanks to the new policies. Do you want anything in particular?
Your call.
Back then, we never thought to ask why our supply application had been put on ice for so long.
$1987.
They're terminating the project?
The noise startles the snakes. One by one, they poke their heads out to join the shock. Too bad the moment's already passed. Here doesn't even have time to snap a picture.
I understand, ma'am, but you should know that our top priority after each storm is to restore the Foundation and the LSCC to full function as soon as possible. With our current shortages of resources and manpower, that means cutting all non-essential projects.
Non-essential? Then what is it that counts as essential? Who decided on our priority?
Before the snakes can hiss again in protest, Pointier reaches out and grabs Elizabeth.
Calm down, Elizabeth. I understand that Mr. Ludwig did his best to keep as many projects running in Plessitz as he could. We couldn't have stayed here this long if it weren't for him. But he's only a branch leader. He doesn't get to make the top-level decisions.
They act as if all of their essential and valuable consumer technology just popped up out of nowhere. To think that aerospace engineering has less to contribute than their other projects? Mad! They wouldn't even have vegetable packets in their instant noodles without us.
I'm sorry, but our decision is final. Please allow me to finish. As you can imagine, I have several other meetings lined up after this.
Sure. Please continue.
Madame Lucy has expressed that she is not in favor of this decision. To that end, she asked me to deliver a lifeline for your work here. As you know, our knowledge about the storm remains extremely limited. Madame Lucy believes we could better manage our circumstances if we could observe it in greater detail, particularly its extent. She's seeking volunteers from Plessitz for a project, one that aims to send a monitor into space in order to collect data as the storm arrives.
Two completely different reactions.
What about the other projects? Where will the researchers be assigned if their projects have all been terminated?
Pointier shoots her another look, trying to signal her, but Elizabeth either doesn't notice or doesn't care.
Most will be reassigned to other teams. I'm afraid there isn't much manpower to spare on our work here. That's the deal. If you want to stay on this project, then this mission must become your full focus. On the bright side, you'll have full access to all the resources left in Plessitz.
He makes a quick glance down, always check no one else is around, and steps closer and lowers his voice.
I believe you two to be the most talented researchers in Plessitz, and I know you want to achieve something with your work here. Still, I think I should caution you against accepting this task. Sure, if you pull this off, you'd become a legend throughout our organization. But there's only so much value in fame and admiration.
And what would happen if we were to fail?
I'm afraid your best hope would be instant death, and it may be much worse than that. No one knows for certain what the storm can do after all. I'm not sure this is worth your lives.
Noticing another researcher approaching from the far end of the hall with luggage, he steps back, adopting his cool professional tone.
Alright, that's all. I just need you to confirm that you've been informed. You'll have 24 hours to respond to our request.
After receiving the official document, Pierre and Elizabeth return to their office. They say nothing for a long time. The weight of the decision before them serves their silent consideration. Finishing her deliberations, Pointier clears the air.
Elizabeth, I know you're a big supporter of Madame Lucy, but I'm sure you agree this mission is a statistical death sentence. If you're struggling for a way to say no, I'll come up with
Her words don't seem to have any purchase on her fellow researcher. Elizabeth looks up at her with a puzzled expression.
Sorry, what? Never mind. I've got good news. I just talked to Winsong. She's got a solution to one of our major issues.
Have fun in the rain. Elizabeth waves the hand as she answers, continuing her work.
Wait. Don't tell me you want to volunteer.
Why shouldn't we? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
But have you even considered the risk we'd be taking? Like the liaison said.
We'll have all the equipment we need, with a project that's progressing smoothly, working towards an achievable goal for the common good. It is almost like the universe is within our grasp. All we must do is make our teleport disc work.
It's not that simple. We'd still need an astronaut capable of launching the monitor. Who could we find that would be capable of acclimatizing to a zero-gravity environment, under high heat and pressure in such a short time?
That's the good news. Winsong already found us an ideal candidate, an acrobat.
It's going to be first. Just make sure the rain is flowing the right way. Choose our tasks and hold to the street. At the street to point here. A follow work schedule.
Here, I made a list of issues we'll need to tackle. Of course, that's only assuming you'll accept Madame Luce's mission too. I remember we talked about space exploration when I first arrived in Plassets. You said you wanted to know what's going on, so tell me, what price are you willing to pay for that answer?
Breathe. Let the air find its balance. Remember what Mr. Kozlov said. You must never be afraid of falling. I just have to imagine myself floating in space. That's right. I will not fall from the fire again.
The circus barker's introduction booms above the building blinding lights, followed by a wave of cheers and applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our fabulous wild dancer, the youngest acrobat of the Utrinia Circus, Kiperina!
Oh, battle time.
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
And then relax, it's simple performance. No difference from all the ones that came before.
This practice will perfectly understood. We stand together. I can't believe you have a little faith in me, Master. I look forward to punishing. Oh, or this one. Please,
And no more battle. Things gone according to plan.
Finally, it's just you and me, Master.
Easy video game. Beautiful new things. A small town, shimmering with light and fireworks. A wandering friend once said, "Come, take a chance."
Kiperina, star acrobat of the Utranyaya Circus. Why did I join this project? Well, I guess I'm trying to help in any way I can, like I always do. The circus is a lot like outer space. It is a performance that exists within an almost weightless world of imagination. Close to reality, but at the same time, unreachable. I've come to love the life that Mr. and Mrs. Kozlov provided for us there, and I never thought it might end. Here I am, Ringmaster. How can I help you?
The Kozlov brushes a little ash off his seat, but when he hears Katerina's voice, he bolts up immediately.
Oh, Alia. No need to be so formal outside of work. Anyways, how is it you're feeling today? I don't want you to be overwhelmed. Take time for a little rest. Old Kozlov can manage things from here.
Please, it was just a thoughtless accident, and I won't let it happen again, I promise. I've fully recovered. I know you're worried about me, but just ask anyone and you'll know I'm not lying. Even Mrs. Kozlov agreed. See, I can even put on my fireworks show again.
Light bursts out from the outstretched fingertip, briefly illuminating space like it's day. Like a plant drawing in sunlight, absorbing it, storing it, and releasing it again. A beautiful, if useless, arcane skill.
Oh, more beautiful than ever. It seems you've mastered the techniques that Miss Winsong taught you. There's no doubt our Alia has a budding talent for these ley line things.
Please don't start that again. I already told Miss Winsong that I had no plans to leave the circus.
I know. Such a loyal star you are. Oh, but there's something I should tell you.
Clears his throat, trying to smooth over the sudden topic shift.
We're going to hold a show up near Mirny. They say the night sky is beautiful that far north. Perhaps you might even see the aurora.
All of a sudden? But it's so far from here. Are we in trouble?
No, everything's fine. It's just,
Mr. Kavlov. It's his hands. Subtlety is not his strong suit.
Actually, Alia, Miss Winsong called me. A friend of hers would like to meet you in Mirny. They work for an organization called Laplace. I made inquiries at the arcane market. They have a good reputation. Someone even told me that they were related to the St. Pavlov Foundation, that big organization that recruits all kinds of arcanists. We are old, Alia, but your life has just begun. If you were to join Laplace or the Foundation, you'd live a much better life than any you could have in our little circus.
Do you want me to leave?
No, Alia. We just want to let you have another try. There may be some training involved, but we will not force you to stay. You can quit anytime you like. Natalia and I, we hope you will have a safe and happy life. After that last time when you fell from the wire, we just can't bear to.
Then I'll go, Mr. Kozlov, if that's what you want from me.
Sensing the compromise in the girl's words, the man sighs and pats her head with a broad, fatherly hand.
We don't want you to leave, Alia, but this is an opportunity for you to live in comfort and safety. You're just 15. We don't want you to have to learn what it feels like to scrounge for food in the freezing wild.
He leaves it there. Some memories aren't worth retelling, not to a child.
Let's just give it a try. What do you say? You will always be welcome to come back to the Utranyaya when you want. We will never turn you away from your home.
I've always known that.
He smiles, but it's not enough to hold the quiet weight of her insecurity.
Miss Winsong gave you her card, remember?
I forgot where I put it. I figured they wouldn't ever find the need for a living light bulb.
Alia.
So, then have you already planned a route, Mr. Kozlov? Are we traveling overland? When do we set off? And what are we taking with us? What's the weather like in Mirny? Should I pack some warmer clothes? Oh, it's been a while since the last time we restocked the medical kit. I'll check it later. We need to prepare for the animals' transportation.
Of course. It's all in hand already. Our Alia, always such a self-starter.
Muttering, Mr. Kozlov turns away. It sounds more like pride than compliment.
Laplace sets a very high standard for its staff. Aurelia could only have been chosen if she were very special. Just see how she pays attention to each little detail.
The clever girl, though Mr. Kozlov has disappeared. She rarely lies, so on the occasion she needs to, no one ever suspects. The card's still with her, tucked inside the pocket of her coat. She isn't sure yet whether she really wants to chase after faraway, wider world.
Beansong, ley line scholar. I still don't get it. What even is the study of ley lines? Is it like arcanist engineering? Or math? I've never seen or heard of anything like it. If I start to study these ley lines, does that mean I'll have to leave Ukrainia forever? That I won't be with Mr. and Mrs. Kozlov in the circus anymore?
She's still waiting on an answer from her mind, her heart somewhere. So for now, she'll go back to her room and sleep in it.
Купол нашего цирка был украшен миссис Козловой. Она хотела, чтобы он отражал красоту звезд и невесомость космоса. Какой прекрасный вид! Смогу ли я когда-нибудь увидеть его снова, если уйду отсюда? Мне стоит встретиться с этими людьми из Лапласа. Если я это сделаю, как хочет моя семья, тогда мы все сможем жить лучше. Верно?
She lets her eyes close, picturing tiny specks of light emerging from the velvet dark.
Звезда, две звезды, большая медведица. Это большая медведица и малая. Мирный. Не думаю, что мы когда-либо были там раньше. Кажется, что я уже знаю, как выглядят звезды оттуда. Как странно. Интересно, если звезды когда-нибудь исчезнут с неба, исчезнут ли они все в один день? А на что похожи их мечты?
She drifts off to sleep. Soon, she finds herself walking through Mini, holding a sparkling star in her hand. Mini is a place far north where you can see the aurora. She hopes it's as beautiful as it is in her dream.
Over there! Keep up! What the hell is that?
Damn! Is that a bear? But it's so fast!
How did it get in here? I've never heard of any kind of critter around here that can pass through walls like that.
I got it! Over here! Help! Quickly!
That was falling at 24 degrees.
I'll do my best.
Time for murder. I see things like on snowblind. Bombs are shot, we can't reach anyone. Keep tight.
This word perfectly understood. I can't breathe. Allow me.
First police brutality.
Oh look, these books. Please, mortal.
Skill issued.
Mission complete. Was I helpful, timekeeper?
The sound of her pursuers fades in the distance. She must escape the darkness around her and move toward the light. Where is the light? There is life and other voices.
Успешно отремонтировал свою платформу для получения снимков и продолжит исследование урана в соответствии с первоначально запланированным. Войдер-1 продолжает свое путешествие к краю Солнечной системы и за ее пределы. Согласно нашим прогнозам, он пройдет мимо Проксима Центавра примерно через 7
Hand slips out from under the blanket, fumbling around until it finally finds the radio
The
switch.
same strange dream again. It's gotten more and more detailed since we arrived in Mirny. I need something to distract myself. Miss Vinsong and Mr. Kozlov made an appointment to meet next week. Until then, I should continue to prepare for a show. Utranyaya is making its debut in Mirny tonight. It's a new beginning.
She peeks her head out just a little, peering past the tent flap. Across the circus tent stand a small restaurant, and the distant sounds of conversation put her at ease. The streets of Mirny echo with a steady rhythm of rolling boots. She hasn't seen the aurora yet, and so the novelty all the while makes her heart race.
I just need to cheer up and do my best. I guess it's also my debut in Mirny, and first impressions are everything. Maybe Mr. and Mrs. Kozlov will change their minds if I can win over the audience.
She steps out of the tent, ready for her first performance in Mirny.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our fabulous wild dancer, the youngest acrobat of the Utrenia Circus, Kiperina!
Right here, heading towards the light, she sees many creatures making noise. The sounds seem to rise above her head. To see more clearly, she pushes through the crowd and looks up. Cheers and shouts, applause and heartbeats. They circle the figure above like planetary wings. Points of light burst around the figure's silhouette. A few of them feel similar. These particles were born from the nebula of her home. She looks around, smiling in the middle of the noise. Earth is such a lively and beautiful place. Breathe deep, leap onto the wire. The audience erupts into applause. A perfect score for her return.
Will they let me stay if I keep giving perfect performances like this?
The doubt buried in her chest began to stir. On the wire, Kiperina looks back, only to realize there's no one ahead nor behind.
Should I move forward or back?
Instinctively, she clenches her fist and follows the cheers with her eyes. In these heights, it's hard to recognize anyone anymore. There are no friendly faces, no family. She's alone on the wire. That's how it's supposed to be. Just like a dream, a flickering star points the way forward.
Don't stand still too long. They all want you to move on. They all want to see how far you'll go.
Readies herself to take another step. Move forward. Yeah, right now it's more just like viewing the backstories of characters and how getting to the space stuff. The show's over, the audience gone. Mr. Kovlak packs away the stage props, his voice booming with pride.
Natalia and I were a little worried for you back there, but it seems our worrying was for nothing. The show was even better than we hoped. You did such a good job, Alia. The audience was thrilled. I knew we came to the right place. I'll ask Natalia to prepare us a proper banquet tonight. Something to reward our darling Alia and celebrate your new job at Laplace.
We still don't know about that yet, but I'll try my best.
I know you can do anything once you make up your mind to do it. And now, I must go discuss tonight's food with Natalia.
He walks off, still rambling, with the props in hand. Hipperina looks around. The massive tent now holds up two small figures. One is her, the other is the girl from before.
Hmm?
The girl seems lost in the performance. She stares up at the stage, her eyes just as bright as the star that guided her to the side of the rope.
Perhaps she's taking a break. Or waiting for someone.
She knows that Julia never turns away lingering on members, but talking to me new people has never been her strength. Still, the show reminded her, sometimes it's worth taking that step forward, even if you don't know what comes next. She doesn't hesitate this time. We have to floor of time to come together and dance in a way that a complete song.
Мы верим, что Voyager 1 будет продолжать исследовать галактику дальше и дальше. Путешествие в глубины Вселенной, несущие с собой стремление человечества к исследованиям, вероятно, продлится дольше, чем жизнь на Земле.
The radio catches her. She spent the past few days fascinated by Elizabeth. Until another voice cuts
What
through
will the weather be like tomorrow? Maybe we can take a longer walk if it's sunny. You haven't seen the diamond mine here in Mirny, have you?
The girl shakes her head. That's the radio side. Verena speak. Verena kneels down, other eye to eye.
Is anything coming back to you? I asked some people around about you, but no one had any clue. Don't worry. Most of us in the circus were adopted by Mr. Kozlov, so he won't mind if you stay with us. He always gives a hand to those in need. And I'm going to meet an extraordinary lady tomorrow. She knows a lot. Maybe she will know who you are.
Huh? Hipperina is used to this kind of blank stare. She's seen it on the children that they were at the circus. They're already know. Surely the suspiciously Voyager-shaped portrait won't be relevant. She stands up.
Hey, look at this.
Gives a hand towards the girl. A soft glow blooms at her fingertip, warming the tent with its light.
It's my arcane skill. It's not very useful, I know, but don't you think it's pretty? People say it looks like the stars.
The tiny light served its purpose. She seems far more at ease now.
I could do it again if you like. Let's try something. Can you spell your name?
The girl eyes the colorful, crooked rows of blocks placed in front of her. She doesn't know anything about the writing of this planet. There's no way to share her name or where she's from. But this creature wants a name to communicate with it. She understands that much. The blocks form a messy, colorful path. The logic forms in her mind. Verena searches for something familiar among the colors.
Long journey. Traveler? Sounds like you just picked these words up from the radio. Did you go on a long journey to reach Mirny? How was it that Mr. Kozlov decided on our stage names? Give me a second. long journey. We could call that a voyage. That would make you, who traveled a long journey, a voyager.
Roll credits. Sabrina stretches out her hand and traces the imagined path of the void probe. The girl watches for a moment, then imitates the gesture.
Sabrina.
She twists her finger and points to herself.
Voyager.
Voyager 3.
Now that you have a stage name, you are now an official member of the Utrnaya Circus.
Voyager spins herself towards the tent entrance. A moment later, footsteps, familiar, friendly voice arrive together.
Alia, where's that girl? The one who was staring at the animals before? I brought a bunny around for her. I suppose I'll be looking after her now. Because you're meeting those Laplace people tomorrow, right? You need a rest, Alia. Now, do as Mama Kozlov says. Go have a nice meal at the restaurant in town and then straight to bed early.
Mrs. Kozlov, I don't need to.
Hush, just go. I didn't cook anything for you tonight. We've already paid the restaurant.
Voyager's head twists, unsure of where to look between the door and her new friend. Again, she chooses the fuzzy rabbit. Tent falls quiet again. Caparina alone, looking helpless.
I'm not just a little kid that you need to take care of. Fine. I'll go. And after that, I will train for another hour. Yes, that's for the best.
That's all. Thanks.
She closes the menu and slides it across the counter.
Sorry, it sometimes takes us a while to decide on an order. So, you were saying, you found a strange girl here in Mirny, and then? Hold on. That special device you're holding, did you get it from Winsong?
Yes. Before I came to Mirny, I fell from the wire during a show. And Miss Winsong happened to be there. I don't remember the details, but she said my arcane skill was able to protect me. She helped me draw out the aura from around my body and analyzed how it worked. Though I didn't understand that part at all. But the name of her theory is still clear in my mind. The study of ley lines. She gave me this device before she left. She said it would make it easier to control my arcane skill. Mr. Kozlov wants me to give it a try again. So I've decided to go see her tomorrow.
Cool. She's a great researcher. The study of ley lines is still highly theoretical. But as we say at Laplace, theory often lays the foundation for practice. If you do decide to join us, I'd be happy to write a reference letter for you.
You're a Laplace researcher?
You didn't already guess? My colleagues often say I dress, you know, like a mad scientist.
I guess it's that. I never thought I would meet a scientist eating at a little restaurant like this.
Oh, please. I'm sure you're aware that scientists are living things too. We need to eat just like everyone else.
Three little snakes poke out of Elizabeth's hair, nodding along with her laughter. Tilts its head up. Caparina struck it. Its scales feel smooth and cold.
Looks like you meant it when you said you're good with animals.
I spend a lot of time with them at the circus. I even helped raise one of our bear cubs.
Caparina hasn't been in the restaurant for long before Elizabeth walked in and sat right beside her. One of the snakes takes the lead in inspecting Caparina, who greets her kindly in return. That's all it takes for the two to find common ground.
You know, you haven't answered my question yet. Why do you choose to be an acrobat? Don't you find it scary to walk on a wire all the way up in the air? I suppose it is a really cool job, though.
Well, it is cool, I have to admit. But what I really like about being up on the wire is that when you look down, you get to see a view that no one else gets to in their daily life. When I stand on the wire, The audience below look just like stars, and it feels like I'm floating in space with them. Isn't that great? In that moment, I stop worrying about my performance and forget all expectations. I can just be in the moment, shining like a star.
Oh, intriguing. You know, in a way I came all the way out here because I had the same thought. I want to work with the smartest minds in the world, whether humans or arcanists. They're also like the stars in a lot of ways, each one bound to go down in history. And I'm trying to find out what really exists beyond the limits of the sky.
Do all your siblings share the same feeling? They're such neat little snakes. Oh, it looks like they have fallen asleep.
We've always been on the same page when it comes to these things.
Elizabeth turns her head. Kipperina notices her pupils narrowing.
Your arcane skill is exactly as I expected. It captures photons from the aurora and stores them as latent energy. Then when it's deployed, it appears to form a kind of prismatic plasma barrier.
What?
I'll explain next time. It's complicated. It could take hours to get it into your head. Still, it is most obvious to me that you're exactly the person we want for this opportunity. What do you say? Will you give it a try?
Huh?
An opportunity to reach the stars.
You mean you're the colleague Miss Winsong mentioned? The one who invited me to Minnie. I should have known. Was this a test? I thought you were a friend I could talk to.
A friend? Superb. That's the best compliment I've received in months. Relax, this wasn't a test at all. We just happened to share the same taste in food. But I do hope you'll consider our offer seriously, in the spirit of the good time we had together.
Are you serious though? You really mean you want me to become an astronaut?
The invitation seems too far-fetched. Even in our wildest dreams, could never have imagined.
Exactly.
But Elizabeth's response carries a rare weight, different from a usual casual tone.
Don't rush to a decision. We can wait till tomorrow. In fact, the materials I've been expecting should arrive tomorrow as well. Maybe the delivery guy will bring you a small gift along the way.
You don't have to. Sorry, I didn't prepare any gifts.
Don't be silly. It's just a friendly gesture. I believe you come from the same region, so I'll bet you two will get along quite famously. And he has an interesting nickname too. It was,
Name
Day.
Day. Called it? That is gonna have to be it for today. I don't. It's gonna be. As name day appeared in another story, and the name has been mentioned at the time, but he hasn't actually appeared. I'm pretty sure name day has been like all the way back to like I think it was mentioned 2.3, not 1.3 rather.
Greetings, madam. I'm here.
All right, ready to welcome me. Prepare your...
What I can do. just rolled 6-star naturally. Didn't just use the environment. Eldritch Space Girl.
$115, $116.
What are you looking for?
Yes. 2. I mean, I'm gonna use either Voyager or Miss New Babel. They're the only ones that I don't already have.
Even close. A safe. It's just greeting.
Sending down everyone has the same destination. Oh, my apologies. I'm so sorry.
Zima is a bullion. A safe
You're
distance.
awake. Your family asked me to get here.
Zima is a bullion.
I will take you back.
This one's
Mia Bula
faster.
played Shastya. Then Shastya. Zima is a bullion. Keep distance once.
Sounds for a new era.
Хорошо. I'll go back then.
$40. This one should be a lot faster.
Party in the sky and on the air. There, my dark and
No need to look
brightness.
back.
Allow me. Flee, mortals!
A tad bit faster.
There, my dark and unbreakable. Dark like the west.
That was a flight.
And free outfit.
It's a secret.
Not funny. Regulus. How much is Battle Pass? The Fortnite Battle Pass. It is $10. I do what kind of want. $19 reverse card. Who wants it? And yes, I'm giving it away.
Hi, I'm speaking for...
Clearly getting the other space creatures a good sign. They don't somehow manage to get Snake Girl in time. probably it. A lot of funds. Well, yeah, I'll probably just have to save for Assassin's Creed collab, because that is most going to be very limited. If I mysteriously have the battle pass next time I stream the game, don't worry about it. I might stream it again tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah, Sumi.